right, guys. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Alkaline Vegan Eats. Today, I am doing a video on how to make alkaline banana bread. And it's not just any bananas, but it's burro bananas. And anyone who knows about burro bananas, once they become ripe, they are so sweet and so delicious. So I'll kind of go over the ingredients that I have here. I have clove here. I have a little pinch of vanilla that I am going to use. I have sea salt, hemp seeds. I have plant-based vegan butter without soy. I have an egg replacer. This is actually chickpeas and chia seeds. It's very good, only 2 ingredients. Great egg replacer. I have my walnut milk. I have here my spelt flour that I'm going to use for this particular recipe. I have a pinch of baking soda that I'm going to use. I do add a drop of coconut sugar, which is not alkaline. I have my spring water that I'm going to use. And then I have 3 ripened burro bananas that I'm going to blend up in the magic bullet with a little bit of coconut milk. It gives it such a good taste. So for this recipe, it is an 80-20 alkaline recipe. It's not solely alkaline. Reason being, the vanilla extract, the chia seeds from the egg replacer, and the pinch of baking soda, along with the vegan butter. Those things are not alkaline. So that's my 20% that I'm taking to make this banana bread. So I'll get started and show you how this goes. Okay, so first I like to start off mixing with spelt flour. It works kind of funny. So what I'll try and do is I mix all of my wet ingredients first, and then I will bring in some of this lighter dry ingredients. The last thing that I'm going to put in would be the spelt flour. Because the spelt flour, it tends to cake up and clump if you add ingredients afterwards. So it's best to do all of your ingredients first and then do your flour last when it comes to using spelt flour and particularly making any type of cake or banana bread. I do have here a teaspoon of baking soda that I'm going to put in. And then I also have a 1/4 teaspoon of sea salt that I'm putting in. I am going to take a 1/2 cup of the melted butter. I am going to put it and melt it and then put it in here. And you will need 3/4 cup of sugar, which is the coconut sugar, or you can use date sugar. If you want to use, instead of using the coconut sugar, you can use date sugar. I don't have date sugar at the moment, so I'm using the coconut sugar. But that would be a good way to reduce that 80-20 or that 20% of acidity by using date sugar instead. I am going to use 2 of these egg replacers. So that means it would be 2 tablespoons. So I'll go ahead. Each tablespoon is equivalent to 1 egg. So I just take one out, take out the other. Those are my 2, basically if I was to put 2 eggs, those are my egg replacers. And then the next thing you will need is a teaspoon of vanilla extract. So I have vanilla extract here. Put a teaspoon of that. And then a 1/2 teaspoon of clove. Now for me, for cloves, I try not to use, it's very strong. So I use maybe about a 1/4 teaspoon, but you can do anywhere from a 1/4 to 1/2. Just to give it that flavor. I don't like too much, and especially a lot of people don't like clove, but it is almost like your cinnamon. It is your replacement to cinnamon. It's your alkaline version of cinnamon is by using clove. So I am going to melt the butter, and then I am going to go ahead and blend up my bananas with my coconut milk and make it nice and smooth. And you'll see what it's going to look like once. So these are your like semi-dry ingredients. But once everything is all mixed together, you get a nice base and flavor to add to the flour. Okay, so I've blended my burro bananas with the coconut milk very finely and smoothly, and so that way there's no chunks of anything left in there. I have melted down my 1/2 cup of butter, and I have in here my baking soda, my sea salt, I have my sugar, my egg replacer, and vanilla extract and clove in here. So everything is, most of the dry ingredients are in here. I am going to add the butter as the first liquid. And I'm also going to use 1/4. So here's where you're getting your nutrients or your minerals. I'm going to use 1/4 cup of hemp seed. And I am going to also, you're getting nutrients and minerals from your burro bananas. And your coconut milk will also carry nutrients and minerals that you need. And I'm going to go ahead and put in the banana and the coconut milk mix, and you can see how smooth that is. All right, so try to empty it as much as possible. This is also great if you're making donuts and you want to make a glaze for your donuts. This is very good because it's so nice and sweet and healthy for you. It's the burro bananas, again, with the coconut milk. And I used three burro bananas. The coconut milk, I kind of just pour until I feel like it's enough to make it, you know, liquid enough. And I'm going to start mixing this here. And so you can see where you kind of have a nice liquid base for the flour to enter. And here's a good way, this is a good time to taste your base. Make sure it's sweet enough to your liking. If you feel like you're missing anything as far as sugar-wise, or if you're missing more hemp seeds, if you're missing more vanilla extract, whatever you choose, you can then add it here before you add the flour, because it makes it a little bit more difficult once the flour is added. But with this, usually the burro bananas are so sweet, along with the coconut milk, that you wouldn't even have to add anything. You don't have to worry about adding anything. As you can see, there's enough liquid here. But I am going to just add a pinch of spring water, and I'm going to add a pinch of the walnut milk. And that's just to, again, be able to get you in as much nutrients as possible. So I just do a little tab. And same thing with the spring water, just a tad bit. That way it's, you know, not so thick and more of a cake base. And you just go ahead and continue to mix. So this is packed with minerals and nutrients. You have from all the way from your hemp seeds to your walnuts to your chickpeas. So you're not only getting minerals and nutrients, you're also getting a nice protein packed piece of banana bread, which is great because if this is something you would like to have as a grab and go in the morning, you can absolutely do that. And it'll be great to start your day. So I'm using 2.5 cups of flour is what I'm going to use. And I have my spelt flour here. I usually try to kind of measure out before I put in, so that way I know that it's just the right amount. So I'll go ahead and just sprinkle that in there and kind of just mix as I go. It's good with the spelt flour to just continue mixing and moving and not to leave it stagnant. So let me put my other half. So that's about a half there. But remember, we want so you can use, depending on how you feel. If you feel that it's too thick, you can use 2 cups, 2.5 cups, 2 1/4. I'm going to kind of, right now this is on my 2nd cup, but I'm going to just mix and see what I get here. And if I need to add more flour, I will. If I feel that it's too wet. Oops. Uh-oh. Mixing too hard. Now you obviously, if you have a mixer, you can use the mixer. I like to use my hands. I always say that I'm making it with love. I feel like I really get to get in there and make sure that, you know, it's mixed to the best that it can be. And so therefore I always like to hand mix things myself. Yes, I know it's more time consuming, but that's the best part about baking, is that, you know, you get time to drift off and, you know, just think about other things. Or it's almost like a form of meditation, where you're not really thinking at the time and you're just focused on making sure that the, you know, whatever you are baking is being mixed to the best of its ability. And then that's it. And you kind of have that peace and quiet of no mixer going, no noise being made, while you hand mix this. So as you can see, it's nice and thick, like almost like peanut butter. And I think I'm going to add just a tad bit more flour. And if I need to add some more milk, I will add to it just to loosen it up a little bit and be able to make a larger banana bread. Because obviously the more flour, the larger the banana bread comes out to be. And as you can see, the flour kind of was soaked up and has dissipated or disappeared. And so I'm going to add a little bit more and keep going until I feel that it might be too dry. So, and remember we had the melted butter in there, so if you're wondering if this is going to come out dry, if it's going to, you know, not have any oil in it, the butter is in there, so that's going to keep it moist. So you don't have to worry about it being dry. All right, so this is the last bit of the flour that I have left. So pretty much I use 2 cups of flour. The recipe does call for 2 1/4, or you can use 2 1/2, depending on if you use more wet ingredients. Now it becomes a little tough the more flour you add, but this will create a bigger bread for you. And as you can see, the flour just blends right in and gets absorbed by the wet mixture. And again, if you choose to, you can use a mixer for this. I am just one of those, I like to do things old school and mix it myself. I feel like it comes out better than the mixer. Okay, so we're pretty much mixed up here, pretty much good to go. This is, if you would like to add, some people like chocolate chips in their banana bread, some people like walnuts. So it's your choice of what you would like to add, but this is what your mixture is going to look like. You can see all the hemp seeds in there. So you're getting your amino acids, your essential oils, your omegas in there through the walnuts, through the hemp seeds, through the burro bananas, the coconut milk, walnut milk. And so it's just, and even the clove it's just a packed with nutrients and minerals that's great for your body. So I'm going to put this in a loaf glass container and be able to bake it in the oven. And I will show you what that looks like before I put it in the oven and for how long we'll keep it there. Okay, so what I did was I poured some grapeseed oil in the bottom of the loaf pan, and I'm going to just spread it around so that way when it's time for this loaf to come out, or this banana bread to come out, it's not sticking to the glass. So I'm basically oil basing the glass pan so that way our loaf can come out easily and we are able to cut and eat it with no problem, without having to fight for it to come out of the pan. So it's all greased up. and ready for our mixture. I'm going to take and just put here. Okay, so the good thing about using glass and using this spatula is that it gets everything out of the bowl so easily. There's no fighting with it. You can clean the bowl very easily and not worry about losing some of your product. And so I'm going to just spread this out throughout the bowl, the pan, sorry, and try to make sure it's spread out evenly in every corner. So you have your oven preheated to 350 when you started this. So that way it cuts down the time of baking when you do so. Okay, so I spread it out all the way. Okay, you can see here. And I'm going to stick it in the oven now, and I will time how long it takes, and you will see the end result of what your alkaline banana bread should look like. Okay, so while the banana bread is in the oven baking away, it's a perfect time to clean up your kitchen and to wash dishes. So that way, once your banana bread is done, everything is clean and you can sit down and enjoy and relax and eat it. What I decided to do, the person that I'm making this banana bread for loves chocolate. And so what I decided to do was melt some chocolate. As you can see here, this is vegan chocolate. And I took some of the leftover banana and coconut milk, and I'm going to kind of just add it in here. I am going to make like a banana chocolate glaze, and that is going to go over the banana bread. So that way it gives it an extra oomph of flavor and sweetness and chocolatey goodness, and also add some moisture to the cake, so that way if you don't like just dry banana bread, then it's moist inside, but just as far as banana bread just alone by itself, this is going to give it that moisture and that extra, like I said, oomph of goodness. So I just mix it together. It blends well, as you can see. So there's the banana and coconut milk. This is burro banana. And then we have the vegan chocolate. And it's all mixed together. And it's definitely going to be a wonderful glaze to put on top of the bread. All right, so here we are. This is hot out of the oven. This is the alkaline 80/20 banana bread. It is complete. I did my little test with my knife in the middle to make sure it's not too wet inside. And I'm going to go ahead and add the glaze for the banana bread. Now this is optional. You don't have to, but I'm actually making this for someone that is going to love it. So I'm going to go ahead and just pour it, drizzle it all over. So that way it's almost like icing. But I'm gonna kind of just drizzle it all over, and that way it'll kind of soak into the sides, and when you take a bite, it's just gonna be chocolatey banana goodness all around and all over. So again, this is optional. You don't have to make the glaze, but it is an extra good treat if you'd like to. And that's pretty much it. Almost looks like a chocolate cake, but it's not a chocolate cake. It is packed with nutrients. Remember, you have walnut milk, hemp seeds, coconut milk, burro bananas. You have spelt, which is ancient grain flour. You have garbanzo beans, aka chickpeas, which is high in protein, along with your hemp seeds. So again, you're getting a nutrient-dense, mineral-packed banana bread that is going to taste great and is going to fill you up and, you know, kind of curb that sweet craving whenever you have it. You have something sweet to eat. So that's my final product. I'll probably put some more on the edge. Well, thank you guys for joining me on the Ave, cooking on the Ave. Hope to see you guys soon. Love you.